Welcome back to Rogue Trader.
Let us not dawdle.
Yeah, let us not dawdle. Let's talk to Hieronymus over here and see if he has anything interesting to say. The Emperor protects. Your request has been fulfilled. The cultist den in the Shadow Quarters has been cleaned out. A grim smile brightens his features and he makes a sign of the Aquila. I hope that their suffering was commensurate with their deeds. Let's see what they have to offer. We don't have a lot of rep with these. But I will pick these things up, actually. I don't know if that stuff is particularly good, but let's do that. Let's hide untradeable. Holy Gifts is 500 rep. Oh, okay, these need a lot. Do we have any more Holy Gifts? Ship components is 200. Let's trade that. Gonna add all these weird things to cargo. We have a lot of certain items here that we are definitely not using. Can we sort again, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, perfect. Oh, no. These completely non-unique armors also... I'm gonna send those. No. There we go. This I'll save. I'll save that as well. I think that was all the things that we could reasonably convert to cargo. Yeah, okay, so they do get sorted in here. Perfect. I don't know what this icon means. It might be that they're new. So melee weaponry, armor kits, are not worth very much to this guy. We do have some fuel. We do have a bit of ship components here. For example, that's 200. Oh, we do have some jewelry as well. That would be 2.2k. We would be at 4.4k. And we need 3,200 roughly. An armor kit is probably... So we could get that. We would get this. The elite chainsword. I'm not super interested. I'm gonna actually save that. Not super interested in getting that.
Keep your eye on the prize.
First mate Dagon. Wherever he is. Is he up here or what? Yeah,
I
yes.
always keep my options open.
The low hum of voices quiet, and a dozen gazes shift to you. First mate Dagon. The tall man with a shaved head is rubbing his hands together nervously. His opulent clothes are nearly bursting at the seams on his muscular body, and his expression is forbiddingly grim. Still, he is trying to put on an air of friendliness. Greetings. You must be... He glances at the scroll in his mechanical hand implant. Master Fidelio? All the guests have arrived. You're the last on the list, and we couldn't well start without you. Your presence is absolutely vital. Sure. I'm Fidelio. He puts on a broad smile, but then catches himself and quickly frowns once more. Please. Ahem. We can talk later. Chaplan is about to begin. What is this tomfoolery? Abelard grumbles, but not before making sure that the man is out of earshot. Look around. The gathering you found yourself at seems refined and respectable at first glance. The decorations and the attendees' clothes speak of wealth, and so does the location, which isn't far from the Liege's residence. But you notice that most of those gathered are rather imposing physique. Many of them have scars and military-grade implants. Several of the guests look like they're covering the exit. A few are clearly carrying concealed weapons. Your appearance has definitely attracted everyone's attention. Just about every guest here keeps glancing at you, and some are clearly watching your every move, even though they're trying not to show it. I wonder who this Fidelio is and why they can't start the proceedings until he or she appears. Judging by the way that fellow with the list was talking about this individual, it's somewhat very important, but it's not a name I've heard before. I've never heard the name before, either. What is this place and what is going on here? I know nothing about the place, but I can feel that something is in the works here. I sense danger and opportunity. And the danger is a whole lot greater. Okay, let's see what this is about. Oh, what a terrible, sorrowful day. We pay our respects to the life and soul of Footfall Society, a loyal servant of the Imperium, a generous benefactor who spared no expense to keep the fire of faith burning, an example to all the future generations. The most noble and unforgettable, Master Bellardo. This loss. The fussy administratum clerk speaks in a strained voice and keeps peeking at the paper with text on it. His speech drags on, blending into a monotonous cascade of praises of the late Master Bellardo. So, let us offer a prayer to the Emperor for the repose of Master Bellardo's soul and the prosperity of his heirs. I now pass you over to our most revered chaplain. A formidable-looking man dressed in the attire of an ecclesiarchy missionary glares at the gathered crowd. And here you all are, you vultures. Let's offer a prayer, then. But if you think that the Emperor, or the messenger of his will, in other words, myself, does not see into your vile souls, you're sorely mistaken. Chaplain looks at you and gives a slight nod. I wasn't referring to Master Fidelio. At least Dens himself wanted to see him at his funeral, but the rest? I know every one of you, and I would be astonished to discover anyone here who's truly mourned this loss. So, go ahead. Pray for Bellardo's soul. Soon the flames will take him, a fitting end for a life like his. May the Emperor keep his soul. Without another word, Chaplain makes a sign of the Aquila, and pointedly turns away from the attendees. Okay. Kinda weird. There's an odd smell to this Amarsec. It seems very likely that the drink has been poisoned. Whoever prepared the body of the grey-haired man lying in the coffin, they did a good job. Even in death, he looks majestic. Abelard maintains a grave expression befitting the occasion, until he sees the face of the deceased. He frowns. He peers at it with suspicion, then gasps, astonished, almost dazed. Albi, this is quite the meeting. If it can be called such under the circumstances. What's the chance of this Imperium? Check 80%. Take a good look at the deceased. The implants left in the deceased body speak of his high standing. Expensive tech is typically extracted from the dead, and only the most prominent and wealthy avoid this fate upon their death. Abelard, you know this man? Do I? I would tell you all about this man, but the words I'd use would be improper for a funeral. This, your lordship, is Yerikan Duns, known back in the day as one of the most notorious pirates in the Kronus Expanse. They nicknamed him Jerrycan for his habit of having a jug or two of promethium on hand. He did love burning things. Oh yeah, he was a menace back then. How long was it? 60 years ago? I was serving my last days in the Navy when news came of his latest attack. Abelard distractedly runs a hand through his hair. Well, there was a time when the sight of Jerrycan in a coffin would have been enough to make me dance. Quite literally, by the throne, I would have danced a jig on the spot. But now, I don't know, no more jumping into the warp right under the cruiser's nose, eh, you old beast. Who would have thought I'd be at your funeral? This is a very grand for a pirate's funeral. Is this normal for Footfall? Folks on Footfall are known to turn a blind eye to many things, but even the locals aren't so unscrupulous as to honor a pirate scum a few paces away from the Liege's residence. But no one has heard of Duns for so many decades. I barely recognized him myself, and I've seen his face on Picts a fair few times back then. I assume he retired and started a more or less honest life under a new name. What was it they were calling him? Master Bellardo. Now I remember, Reverend Hieronymus mentioned the name Master Bellardo as one of the biggest donors to the temple. Book of Remembrance. Among the words of parting and praise for the deceased, a fresh entry stands out, repentance, with a signature underneath, Fid. The letters are crabbed and barely legible.
Is there money to be made?
There's a trap here. Oh, we also leveled up. Let's do that first. Okay, Assassin Death Whisper. The assassin makes an attack that does not count towards the limit of attacks per turn, does not block the assassin's movement, but deals only 25% of the assassin's usual damage. If the attack is successful, the target suffers the hemorrhage effect. Hemorrhage. At the beginning of each of the target's turns, they will suffer lethality split in 10 rending damage that ignores armor and deflection. Lethality, a specific assassin parameter that's equal to dodge or dodge reduction, whichever is highest. Okay. For one round, the assassin becomes the lowest priority target for enemy attacks. No. Poised to strike. The assassin makes the enemy suffer -2 times assassin's agility bonus percent armor, and greater of assassin's perception and int bonus -1 deflection until the end. No. I think we're gonna take Death Whisperer. Pascal. We'll get a bounty hunter thing. The bounty hunter makes a free single attack with the selected weapon. This attack always hits, does not end the bounty hunter's movement, but deals only 4 times ballistic bonus plus perception bonus percent of the ballistic bonus. What's that? So it's a guaranteed it's a guaranteed hit, but it does reduce damage. It's really good to finish off like a low hit point target. Called the Bold. The bounty hunter's next attack this turn will have additional effects. Ballistic bonus damage, enemy's armor will be reduced. If the enemy's armor against this attack is below 20%, the enemy's dodge is also decreased by -3 times the target's difficulty tier. Against all the bounty hunters attack. No, that's not too interesting. Piercing shot. The bounty hunter's next attack during this turn will have 100% over penetration and +2 times perception bonus armor penetration. Prey. The next attack that hits a target marked as prey will always be a critical strike. I don't know, I'll probably take Claim the Bounty, because having that free attack does sound really nice. So this is the Vanguard. Until the start of their next turn, the Vanguard gains damage deflection against ranged attack equal to the number of stacks of Unyielding Beacon on the Vanguard. Additionally, the Vanguard becomes immune to push and forced movement effects until next turn. Defensive stance. The Vanguard gains +10 times 2... No, +10 plus 2 times number of Unyielding Beacon stacks. % parry until the next turn. Whenever the Vanguard parries an enemy attack, they immediately make an attack of opportunity. Oh, that I like. Whenever you parry, you'll attack of opportunity. The Vanguard and all their allies in a 3-cell radius around them gain 3 plus number of Unyielding Beacon stacks temporary wounds. That is a very good. That's not a bad thing either. All these are pretty, maybe except Bulwark. But defensive stance is definitely pretty good. I think we'll take this temporary wounds ability. And then we get a common talent as well. Better to die for the Emperor. While under 40% wounds, Imperial World characters gain 10 bonus to all characteristics and 2 of... If no other character in the current party has the same archetype as this character, the first archetype ability used in each combat costs -1 AP or less. Nah. No heresy. Imperial World characters gain 10% critical hit chance and 10% armor against Xenos or demonic creatures. Their allies gain half the bonus. But their lore of Xenos and lore warp is always 0. This is not a bad... The whole party would gain 5% crit hit chance against Xenos or demonic creatures. That's a good one. Stronger together. Do not falter. All allies do not suffer the negative melee superiority. No. Get into cover. That is also really strong. Like, you can brace for impact, and then you get some free movement. Get off me. Brace for impact also allows the Navy officer to use any ranged weapon in threatened areas. Knocks enemies prone and pushes them. Yeah, that's also pretty good. Cover penetration for brace by... All allies affected by brace only suffer half damage from all attacks of opportunity. No, that's not that good. This free movement is good. I think we'll take no heresy. Because this guy... I don't care about this lore thing from Abelard. Like, he's not here to provide any lore anyway. So, he's gonna get 10% crit hit chance and 10% armor versus demons and Xenos. And then the rest of the party will get half of that bonus. We'll take that. Grand Strategist. Kill Zone. The Grand Strategist chooses one of combat attack's areas for 1 round. All enemies in that area are forced to reroll successful attack. Oh, that's good. That's good. Overwhelming stratagem. The Grand Strategist chooses one of the combat tactics areas for 1 roll. All attacks by allies in that area inflict the overwhelmed effect on any enemy that fails a willpower resistance check. The creature suffers -5 + 2 times Grand Strategists. A lot of calculation. So they have way less weapon skill. I'm not sure I like that one. For 1 round, the allies in this area gain some % armor, cannot be overpenetrated, gain immunity to prone, and gain deflection against the area of attacks. Additionally, they do not suffer injuries for receiving damage. Yeah, I think we take Kill Zone. Bounty Hunter. Claim the bounty. Yeah, we're definitely taking the free attack there as well. Master Tactician. Inspire. The target gains 5% damage and 5% additional damage for every 10 stack of tactical advantage the Master Tactician has. But the Master Tactician loses half of their tactical advantage stacks, rounded up. Linchpin. The target ally of the Master Tactician gains 1 resolve for every 5 stacks. No. Wrong point. The target gains 2 temporary wounds and 1 additional temporary wounds. I think we're taking Spire. Cool. That took some time. We're gonna disarm this trap.
Never doubt me.
This self-firing trap wasn't placed here by accident. No. Very rarely you place traps by accident.
I'll get left in the dust.
Clerk. You hear someone delicately clearing their throat. The source of this sound turns out to be at the administratum clerk you saw next to the chaplain. His clothes are neat and impeccably pressed. His face, however, reveals extreme nervousness bordering on fear. My good Master Fidelio, I do hope you're satisfied with the services provided by our establishment. He leans in a little closer and whispers, I beg you, help me, but please keep your voice down. We can't let anyone hear us. It's a matter of life and death. What's the matter? The clerk wipes the sweat from his brow nervously. Please understand, it's very difficult to get by on footfall with my wages. And Imperial Regulation 4030-8L on post-mortal services workers on peripheral worlds directly prohibits the chief operator of the crematorium from leaving their workplace for any reason other than sleep, food, severe illness, and ministration of sacraments. Therefore, I am forced, practically forced, to look for other sources of income that allow me to stay within the walls of this here establishment. I've set up a little, shall we say, enterprise. I replace the implants of the deceased with identical replicas and sell them to the right people when I have a shipment ready. I had just prepared the newest batch of superb, unique implants of the highest quality, but I got careless. I used my first sick leave in 4 standard years. And it was on that very day that Master Belardo passed away, and his family was quick to organize a ceremony in our crematorium. I simply didn't have time to prepare. And now my container, full of goods, it's in the furnace. If you don't help me, they're gonna burn in any minute. Wait, so you hid valuables in the crematorium's furnace? I've been hiding them there for 10 years now, and quite successfully, I might add. Only the richest citizens can afford the services of a crematorium, and sadly, they don't die all that often. Usually I sell the goods before the next body arrives, but I got unlucky this time. Help me, I beg of you. I will help you on the following condition. You see, I am most definitely Master Fidelio. I'm afraid I've misplaced some of my documents. If you make a copy of everything you can find in the archives that has my name on it, you'll get your contraband. Of course, will do. You'll be most pleased with the results. Just help me for Throne's sake. Throne preserve you. Make it look like you're just having a look around. It's a lot easier for you to wander into a restricted area without arousing suspicion than it is for me. Find the container. It's in the far corner. Get out of there and come back to me. I'll be waiting. Yeah, I don't know if this is a trap or what this is. Guy is not super smart hiding valuables in the crematorium.
I always have a backup plan.
Okay. I'm gonna save, because we're apparently jumping into the crematorium.
That's how it's done.
Yeah.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Operation successful.
Wow.
Mere pain won't stop me.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
How do we fight our way out?
I've faced worse than this.
Just a minor setback.
How did I enter combat mode anyway?
I've suffered worse.
Controls. Alright, wait. I apparently need to Google this. Uh,
Yes.
Miscalculations are for
What is
commoners.
the ringing?
what can I...
I'll make profitable learning experiences.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Can I?
I won't compromise
now?
my principles.
My prescience has failed me.
It's as good as done.
Oh, there it is.
Keep your wits about you.
Okay. They're on fire, put them out, quick. The voices come to you through streams of something thick and foul. Your eyes are covered with whatever your unbidden saviors saw fit to splash over your head. At least you can make out the silhouette of vagrant dressed in rags leaning over you. Throws up his hands. Your lordliness, are you alright? Did you hit anything? Any bad burns? You fell right through that there ceiling and it's mighty high up. Who are you and what are you doing down here? We live here, your lordliness. You see, there are old tunnels. They dug them back in Parsimus Dewane's times, right through the asteroids. It's a little stuffy down here, but it's warmer than up in the big palaces on the surface. And sure, it's warm under the crematorium's furnace. They barely burn anyone up there, but they do fire it up often enough. And that's good for us. Sure, sometimes an odd smell makes it through the vents like they're making a roast. Makes your mouth water. But what can you do? It's the cost of comfort for you. Do you happen to know who Fidelio is? I mean, wasn't there that Fid lad that used to live under the fifth void? And his hussy kept yelling all like, my Fido, Fid, same deal, right? How do I get out of here? Well, there's no climbing back into the crematorium for you. Look for yourself. It's all burnt and collapsed. But it is no biggie. There's only one way up there, so you won't get lost. First, you'll need to pull this big old lever to open the doors. It's by a busted pipe, that's where the lever is. After that, you'll just walk through the corridors, the shaft, the old warehouse, and then you're on the surface. The fact that the incompetence of the crematorium's maintenance staff saved our lives does not make their negligence any less egregious. I will register a complaint. Let's give them some cash. Feeling kind today, here's for your help with the fire. Oh, thank you kindly. Something to buy a bit of food with, cause well, we used our soup to put you out, you see, and it's only 2 days old. I must take my leave. All the best on your journey, and may the Emperor help you and guide you out. Well. The word on the Tendrid's temple. Inside they make a makeshift altar with candles on it. The cleanest and most well kept structure in the vicinity. Well,
What do we have here?
melt that charge.
I always keep my options open.
Stealing their fuel, I guess. Okay. Well, the administratum clerk is going to die if I can have that choice. It's not exactly acceptable treatment of someone who wants to help him. Let's jump over here.
Get the job done.
Oh, okay, that's the warehouse. Let's jump back. There might be some more loot here. More goods.
Is there money to be made?
I sure hope so. There's a word scribbled on the side of the tent library. The tent itself has half a dozen books titled Life of St. Drusius, High Gothic Alphabet, Properties of their Real Valued Sequences and Functions, and Advanced Lecture Course. I think that's probably it. For this area, right? Pretty sure it stops here as well, right? Oh. Yeah. So
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Yeah, we go here. And then we jump over again.
Just as I planned.
I guess.
Keep your wits about you.
Some goods there. A horrible stench reaches your nostrils long before you see its source. A corridor where punctured pipes are discharging steams of murky sludge. In the distance, you see the lever that opens the door leading outside. The only way to reach it is by submerging yourself in the sludge. I'm too old for this. I think I'm gonna be sick. Someone's gotta go and pull the lever, right? I propose our Holy Sister as the candidate. A seeker after spiritual purity shouldn't be put off by a little bit of ordinary muck, after all. Hardly. Har har. Hard choices are the lot of any leader. Well, I took one for the team.
I always keep my options open.
Let's go over here.
Get the job done.
Let's loot the knuckle guard. Excuse me? The knuckle guard grants the wearer 5+ bonus to weapon skill. It also grants any equipped melee weapons 5% armor pen and 2 damage. Which slot is this? That's it's a ring, right? I think that's a ring. Like, we're definitely doing that.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
That's a very, very strong ring. Let us save.
Is there money to be made?
Keep going. Do we go in here or what? Oh, another key.
I always have a backup plan.
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
This is intriguing.
It's a trap. Oh, okay.
Always keep your eye on the price.
Let's disarm that.
Duty prevails.
It certainly does. Let's do a small save and go into the warehouse. An assortment of parts for the void shield arrays. They look used, but still too new to be replaced.
Rise to the top, or get left in the
Water
dust.
purification unit. A device like this is supposed to be used for the needs of the station instead of gathering dust in the warehouse. Sounds about right. Move it, I said move it. If the inspection gets to the circuit station before we do, I'll have all of you recycled. Yelling your brains out at servitors won't make them work faster. You know what other way to get the lazy brutes to shift themselves? Well, I'm all ears. If the inspection sees a circuit station without a unit, they'll go to Vladimir with it, and if Vladimir finds out, he won't mince words. He'll give us the old Casablancan severance, as in kick us out the trash chute without a void suit. Simmer down, we'll be fine. Back in my transport days, I'd show the inspection the same protection screen on 8 different sites. I never got busted once. I seriously doubt that Vladim's inspectors are any more diligent. They'll fall for our 1 support unit on 3 circuit stations. They won't notice a thing. Better worry about selling the 2 units that we borrow. Who the throne is that? This goes beyond the violation of right of operation, it downright stinks. And who are you? Nah, we're gonna go Fidelio. Okay, they have no idea who that is. Believe it or not, neither do I. The 2 strangers glance at each other in disbelief and reach for their weapons. And just who are you and what are you doing here? We're from Footfall Station Services, carrying out scheduled maintenance. But you're not gonna believe that, are you? You heard everything. After glancing briefly at his partner, the man lays a hand on his weapon. I promised my wife I could go a month without murder. Too bad. I'd rather break my word than get on the liege's bad side. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack you guys.
I'll make an example out of you.
Yeah, I will make an example out of this. Okay, Argenta. And Idira. Skull. And Cassia. Let us go. Can I one-shot something? Doesn't look like it. Also won't bounce.
What?
That's fine.
Was that you? Or... But of course. Pain cleanses the body.
Okay. Absolutely annoying.
mocking me.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Okay, Pascal.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Let us see what we can do here.
Running binaric override.
At least he's gone.
At your beck and call. Exemplary strike.
Well,
Do my duty.
at least we do a ton of damage to them. We'll do that. A bit worried about this guy. I think Jabs is gonna have to take this flank, and then Abelard is gonna have to take this.
I've suffered worse.
I'll see to it personally. My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
Right. I wanna try this.
The best defense is a good offense. I'll make it.
True. Okay, and then we have Argenta. I think you're gonna go into cover here. You can't hit that guy. We are going to mark this guy. Did you miss? Did you really miss?
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Oh, you actually missed. Yeah, I definitely think we kill them. Abelard is just gonna have to take one for the team. He only took 4 damage, so that's kind of fine. Can we go here, maybe?
The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols. Request approved.
Not bad.
Follow my lead.
I wanna try this push thing. Oh wow, it pushed him really far. Oh. That's pretty good, actually. That's definitely useful. See if Argenta can finish that guy off. No. What exactly happened? Okay, she hit the cover. I don't know if that happened twice or what. It's a 38% chance to hit, actually. Okay. 38 is not that good. Oh, why does she only have 38% chance to hit this guy? Interesting.
In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave. Doubt is for the weak. Eradicated.
It sure is for the weak.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Whenever she gets a couple of shots off that actually hit, she does so much damage. It's insane. Okay, let's loot these clerks.
Exterminatus. I saw it for the first time in all its fiery majesty.
It makes me sick to think how many innocents died in agony. And you marvel at it.
There's no dawdle.
The heavy containers are firmly blocking the door. Okay. There's some loot back here, or what that I missed?
Is there money to be made?
It's here. Yep. Stimulant injector. This item reduces wounds by -10%, yet increases critical hit chance by 3 times toughness bonus %. That's a good item as well. Okay. Well, I think this is gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and have a really nice day.